In the greater Kumasi metropolitan area, an area such as Abuabo has over the years been considered as a flood-prone area. But in recent times, areas such as the Central Business District, also extend to Asafo, Edum, and all other areas within the area, they get flooded. This has been a major concern of the people. When you stretch beyond that area, we look at Buakwa Dadiase, and a number of areas also get flooded. And also a residential area such as Achuma Kwanguma and its environs, particularly the Kochi areas, also get flooded. Residents here have been attributing some of these to development by people, that's building waterways and some other developments that have been going on. While some also attribute some of these issues to incidents of broken bridges, among others. Residents want authorities to look at a better way of addressing the flooding situation in the Ashanti region, particularly the regional capital, Kumasi.
Actually, the causes are two causes that I think it is the cause of the flooding system of the city here. Number one is the drainage system. Then number two is the building of around the gutters. There's so many congested structures along the gutters, so it's very difficult for the water to flow well when it comes to drainage. And then the assembly and the Metropolitan Assembly, that is the Metropolitan Assembly has to do something about the drainage system. They need to construct more gutters so that the water can flow when it comes to flooding.
Each time there is a rain, you feel like the people will come around crying for help. The authorities will come, they will look at it, they will tell you it is in the pipeline, they will resolve it. But the following year, the same thing will happen again. So right now, the thing is they have to make implementation that will help the community. There are contractors around. I think they are on this road. They are constructing a road network here. So they have to make sure that they add the bridges over here to it so that those annual, annual flooding that comes every year can be stopped.
I've been joined by Professor Divine Ahaji. He's a research fellow at the Center for Settlement Studies here at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. He's also the head of department. They have done a number of works when it comes to flooding in the Ashanti region, particularly in Kumasi. So we're here to find out what the findings have been and how this situation can be addressed.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. I think I don't even know where to start from, because if you look at what happened just 2 days ago and today, we are all worried very much. But I would say, you see, flooding, as you all know, is something, it's a big threat to us, which affects the home, it affects relationship, it affects businesses, infrastructure, education. So one disaster, it affects us in various ways, and one will think that with the way things are going, we'll be paying serious attention to it as a national priority. Now we talk about, when you listen to the radio, dumping of refuse, and interesting enough, if the community action is great, I think it will go a long way for they themselves to serve as peer pressure on their colleagues so that they don't even dump refuse. So we are a bit surprised that that aspect of the community-based flood risk management is not being championed. And from the findings of the research, it turned out that the community, they are willing actually to do something about it, but from their own perspective, the assemblyman, the chief, and the MP overseeing the area, if they provide them leadership, they are able to also. And we thought that the findings made sense because the chiefs own the land, okay? The MPs are part of legislature, then assemblyman is in the community, So we were expecting that by now there will be some drive where these three main anchors are leading communities for the various flood-prone areas to begin to see flooding as a community issues in the community. But unfortunately, we haven't heard much even in Parliament, discussing flooding as a national issue. And that might also have to come with something I've called for earlier, which is the Flood Control Act. Because we are treating flooding at a piecemeal and regional level. But look at the way the situation is. Are you going to wait until one day the whole country is flooded at once? Before? No, so we need to have common legislature guiding the principles. And one area which we are limited is the building code. The building code, and we used to have the LI 1630 National Building Regulations. That one did not even talk about flood control. Okay, then the rest that we have are normally talking about the traditional issues of don't build near waterways. But when it comes to the built environment and infrastructure, there are designs that have to be guided by Flood Control Act. We don't have them. From at least what we know is based on simulation and other research that one is based on the literature. About 50% of the city in terms of Kumasi are already at risk in terms of flooding.